2024 was meant to be the dawn of Nintendo Switch 2. And it kind of was, but not really. 2025 for sure though. Hello everyone and welcome back to my yearly tradition of going through each month and predicting what Nintendo will do based on rumours, leaks, and gut feelings. I barely got anything right last year, so what could possibly go wrong? Let's predict Nintendo's 2025. January. This month, Nintendo will spend no time messing around. They'll announce in a tweet near the start of the month that the time has finally come for them to officially reveal their new console. And they will do so in a trailer that will drop the following morning. And I will be at work. The trailer will open with someone playing their Nintendo Switch in their living room. But they're getting sleepy. The calming noises of Zelda softly serenade them to sleep. And as their eyes flicker shut, the sun sets on the life of the Nintendo Switch. Suddenly, lightning strikes, and we see power go out across the town. We snap back to our protagonist, whose eyes slowly flicker open and then shut again to the sounds of dissipating electricity. The camera pans back to the Switch, which is overflowing with electrical energy, and has transformed into something new, something fresh, something that looks like Nintendo Switch 2. The system begins playing soothing music as Princess Zelda urges them.
Open your eyes.
The protagonist approaches with trepidation and undocks the new system from the brand new faceless dock and deactivates the built-in Alarmo app which was blasting these soothing sounds. We then cut to a montage of different people using this new system, playing its new games and trying out its various features. It will look larger and much sleeker than the original Switch, feature a new front and back-facing motion sensor, and the new ergonomic Joy-Con will snap onto the console from the sides rather than sliding in on top. The trailer will constantly repeat a new animation of the Joy-Con sliding in towards the Nintendo Switch 2 logo, which comes with a new satisfying snapping sound. The trailer will only feature footage of brand new games, such as snippets of footage from the highly anticipated new 3D Mario game and the new Mario Kart, which will look nothing like anything we've ever seen before on Nintendo Switch 1. They will clearly be trying to make sure that there is no way anybody can mistake this console as just another Switch. This is Nintendo's brand new system, and they're going to show everyone why they need to buy it. The trailer will end with a release date of May 15th, 2025. Many questions will still remain unanswered, but Nintendo will promise more news in a presentation in March. And then, when all hope seems lost, Donkey Kong Country Returns HD will release, and the one guy who's excited for this game will rejoice. That one guy is me. February. This month, the Nintendo YouTube scene will explode with hundreds and hundreds of videos on the new system and plenty of speculation about its launch year lineup of games. The buzz of the new Nintendo system hype cycle will almost be tangible. Near the end of the month, we'll get a Pokemon Presents for Pokemon Day, and it'll contain the first gameplay trailer for Pokemon Legends ZA. And as worried as I am about this game as I am for any new Pokemon release, it'll look far more polished and full of content than the first Legends game. The game's main gist will be about completing Kalos's first Pokédex in order to discover Pokemon with abilities that could aid in the urban redevelopment of Lumiose City. The game will be promised for winter 2025 on both Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. March. After what will have felt like a lifetime, Nintendo will have their Nintendo Switch 2 presentation this month on the 3rd of March. The show will open with a fancy trailer showing off the new system's various features and specs, with cool animations showing the Joy-Con snapping on and off of the new console with the new magnetic system, as well as showing the console sliding into the new faceless dock in a satisfyingly glossy yet snug and secure manner. We'll also see the new hardware improvements, such as the further improved kickstand, the built-in motion sensors, and we'll get more details on the console screen and new faceless dock. The new Switch will be able to run games at an improved 1440p in docked mode and 1080p in handheld, both running at a solid 60 FPS. This trailer will also reveal improved Bluetooth audio for Switch, as well as Nintendo Music coming baked into the system itself. We'll then see Shinya Takahashi dramatically appear on screen. He'll ask us what we think of the new system and inform us that even more features will be revealed in this presentation. But for now, he'd like us to take a look at this. Another trailer for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, which will feature a new merchant system, where various characters across the game can sell Samus ammo, health, and other various upgrades. The trailer will end with a release window of winter 2025 for both Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. We'll then see a few trailers for some crazy third-party games, which will be confirmed to be launch year titles for the system, such as Elden Ring, Metaphor ReFantazio, and Grand Theft Auto 6, as well as the confirmation that the Switch 2 will share an eShop and Nintendo Switch Online with the previous system, as well as being seamlessly backwards compatible, allowing all games from Nintendo Switch to be played on Switch 2. We'll then have a segment with Nintendo President Furukawa, who wants to share some more solid details on the hardware and software. He'll discuss how their mindset when designing the original Switch was as risk-free as possible. They wanted to keep things simple and approachable, but now they can afford to spread their wings a bit more. He'll discuss how widely requested features such as main menu themes will be available right off the bat, and charming music will accompany said menus, as well as the newly refurbished and glossy smooth Nintendo eShop. This segment will also show off the futuristic looking new UI elements and menus, which are highly customizable with widgets, folders, and different layouts. The console will be backwards compatible as previously discussed, and will be able to smoothly load up base Switch games straight off the main menu. And he'll remark that there'll be no clunky reset and reload like the Wii U's backwards compatibility. The Switch sadly won't boost the performance of any base Switch games, leaving us waiting for the inevitable slew of remastered Switch games and paid performance patches, which Nintendo will drip feed slowly over the years to come. He'll confirm that the new Joy-Con are magnetic and snap into the side of the console rather than sliding. The basic version of the Switch 2 will come with internal storage of 128GB and feature an LCD display, and it will ship for $350. The complete Nintendo Switch set will have 500GB of internal storage, a standing charger for the bedside for use with Alamo, and an OLED screen with less bezel than the LCD screen, and ship for $450. We'll then finally see the full reveal of that new Mario Kart game that we saw glimpses of in the Switch 2 reveal trailer. It'll feature a strikingly edgy and charming cartoon art style, very similar to that of the Mario Strikers art style. We'll see plenty of new maps, as well as a glimpse at the game's gimmick of switching between the art styles of various previous Mario Kart games, and in doing so, slightly changing the obstacles in each race course. It'll be fittingly named Mario Kart Dash and Past, and be given a release date of June 2025. Next, Nintendo will announce that they have something special for Switch 2 being worked on by Platinum Games, Astral Chain 2, along with the promise of more news soon and a release window of autumn 2025. We'll then see a little trailer featuring a Switch 2 placed on a bedside table. It'll start playing calming wake-up noises while scanning the room and making noises as the person in bed moves around more. They'll switch the alarm off and then a score will appear on the Switch's screen. That's right, Alamo really is built into Switch 2. But Alamo won't be the only thing that uses these built-in motion sensors. They'll be used for all sorts of experiences which Nintendo calls around-the-room games. The Switch's screen will switch on when it detects someone in the room, and display the time and various Nintendo characters. The Switch may occasionally make noises or display an icon on the screen which indicates an around-the-room game is available to play. The player can activate these with the C button on the right Joy-Con. The games will be little micro games which involve players moving around the room or striking a pose or doing some exercise in order to add to a score which adds up throughout the system's life and will be always displayed on the screen when in the faceless dock. And Nintendo wants to further encourage NSO use, so there will be all-time and monthly leaderboards based on these scores. It'll be a cute feature that some will worry about, but many will be excited about the charm it adds to the system. This built-in game will be called Room Nintendo, and can be switched on or off at any time using the new multi-function C button on the right Joy-Con, and will come baked onto every Nintendo Switch 2 system. Takahashi will appear again, and let us know that they have one last thing to show us. The trailer will begin with a roller coaster track and palm trees. We'll see a montage of various different theme park attractions like top spins, pirate ships, dark rides, and of course, roller coasters, all in differently themed areas. We'll all be wondering what this could possibly be. A new IP? When finally, the camera pans out to reveal an Animal Crossing villager walking across the beach with the sun high in the sky as the words Animal Crossing World fill the screen, along with a release date of August. But after all that, the Direct isn't over. For the first time ever, there will be one last trailer after the one last thing. The presentation will appear to be over. The Nintendo logo will be on screen. It'll fade to black for a moment that feels like an eternity before footage fades back in. Footage of Mario and Peach exploring a vast and colourful underground world. Beautiful crystal caves, underground jungles, and hidden waterways accompanied by a grand orchestral score. They'll be accompanied by EGAD and his various inventions, and all three of them will seem to be shrunk down, with the rest of the world featuring vegetation and objects which would usually be very small to the average person. But in this world, they'll be humongous. The trailer will end with the dramatic reveal that the game will release on the system's launch day of May 15th, 2025, and that its name is Super Mario Subterra. And then, a few weeks later, Xenoblade Chronicles X will release, making the Switch the ultimate Xenoblade machine. Yahoo! April. This month will be painful, but the hype surrounding the new console will be absolutely immense, and the YouTube space will be absolutely overflowing with Nintendo content as we wait for more news. Some outlets will get their hands on the new system this month, and all these previews will have us chomping at the bit for May 15th to finally roll around. Super Mario Subterra and Room Nintendo will both have a steady stream of news and advertising campaigns released for them this month. But Nintendo will confidently keep their cards close to their chest in regards to both of these games, and the secrecy surrounding them will drive humongous amounts of hype for these games and Nintendo Switch 2. May. The time will finally have arrived. The Nintendo Switch 2's release is here. The system will release with plenty of units to ensure that everyone who wants one at launch is able to get their hands on one. If they don't, me and Reggie will be having words. The larger size of this new system and the ergonomic Joy-Con will make it much more comfortable to hold than the original Switch, and the games will look and run so well on it that after 8 years of Switch, it won't feel quite real. The headlining title, Super Mario Subterra, will drive sales of the new system as the perfect showcase of what Switch 2 is capable of, as well as being highly critically acclaimed. The new gimmicky Room Nintendo games will be generally well received, and lots of people will be posting clips of funny stuff happening with them. The launch will be a huge success, and everyone will be hyped to see what Nintendo does next. June. This month, Mario Kart Dash and Past will release, and it'll be well regarded for its new imaginative and addictive Dash and Past Grand Prix mode, where, when someone uses the new Time Flower item, the art style, item roster, and track layout will change to resemble that of an older Mario Kart game, leading to exhilarating and chaotic races. The game will also have a classic mode where this new mechanic isn't present for those looking for a more traditional Mario Kart experience. But due to it still being rather soon since March, and Nintendo not wanting to overshadow any of these new game releases, we won't see a Nintendo Direct until July. This presentation will open with the bizarre reveal of something nobody saw coming: Nintendo's first ever Waluigi spin-off game, and it'll be called Waluigi's Pinball Arcade. It'll feature a charming hub world where you wander around Waluigi's arcade as various Mario characters and access the many pinball machines, including ones based on Waluigi Pinball from Mario Kart and Bowser's Pinball Machine from Mario Party DS. It'll look like a solid budget Nintendo title that will be slated for August 2025. The middle of the Direct will have the latest updates for lots of games we already know about, like Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, which will look as promising as ever, with the reveal of there being flight sections between the game's 3 planets. These flight sections will include spaceship battles with pirates, which will also be playable in the game's online multiplayer as a PvP mode. The traditional Metroid parts of the game will look as atmospheric and expansive as usual, on top of all these new ideas which Retro Studios are expertly cramming into the game. The game will be slated for early September 2025. We'll also get an in-depth trailer for Animal Crossing, which shows all the tools and furniture we can use to develop our theme parks with amusement attractions, homes, shops, and restaurants. They'll also make it clear that the main focus is on creating interestingly themed areas, and players can create something cozy or something thrilling and full of coasters. It'll truly be the most ambitious and bold Animal Crossing game so far, and it'll be slated for release in August. The Direct will end with our first look at something nobody saw coming. We'll see a claymation-style, hilltop view of a humble town, as the words Earthbound, complete trilogy, fill the screen. Coming in 2026. August. Waluigi Pinball will release this month, and it'll be an unexpected hit. The charm of the arcade hub world and the expertly crafted pinball machines themed to previous Mario titles will have everyone hooked. Later on in August, we'll have another Pokemon Presents, and it'll contain a deep dive into Pokemon Legends ZA, revealing how Mega Evolution works, as well as teasing the brand new Micro Evolution. The research surrounding these phenomena will be very minor, and they will be seen as unstable and dangerous, and it'll be up to the protagonist to figure out how to stabilize and harness it. The game will be slated for November 2025. At the end of the month, Animal Crossing World will release and be generally well received. People will be upset about the ways in which this game departs from the normal Animal Crossing formula, but many will be thrilled at the sheer amount of options they have to customize their Animal Crossing theme parks. September, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond will release this month to humongous critical acclaim. The game will improve on the core Metroid Prime formula with its excellently atmospheric and strange places which you can explore, and it'll boast an engaging story and bizarre upgrades we've never seen before, as well as expanding the formula with the new space travel gameplay segments and new online multiplayer modes, such as Team Deathmatch and spaceship battles. Nintendo will hold their September Direct this month, and it'll open with Paper Mario wandering around in the street, when he feels the ground begin to shake. The sound of drums gets louder and louder. Something is coming. We hear saxophones and trombones as Mario ducks down in fear, when out of nowhere, Donkey Kong hits the big time. But it's not just any old Donkey Kong, it's Paper Donkey Kong. What will this mean? I have no idea, but the trailer will end with the release window of spring 2026. We'll also see another trailer for Astral Chain 2, which will show proper gameplay and story. The game will take place once again on the Ark, but most of it has since been abandoned. A small civilization has begun on the land once again, due to a new protective bubble over a relatively small area of land which protects people from redshift. The game involves travelling back onto the Ark in missions to find any remaining survivors and discover new Legion powers, in order to combat the forces who threaten humanity. It'll seem that perhaps there's some mysterious reason that humanity is no longer living on the Ark beyond Redshift and Chimeras, but we won't know until the game releases in October 2025. The one last thing in this slightly calmer presentation will be the excellent reveal of Luigi's Mansion 4, a game which will take place on a fully open mega cruise ship, with weird and wonderful swimming pools and slides, engine rooms and ghostly restaurants. The game will be slated for autumn 2026. October. Astral Chain 2 will arrive this month, and it'll do away with the mission-based structure of the first game in favour of a more open and explorative gameplay approach which encourages more open solutions to puzzles and detective sections. The combat will be even more engaging, including more legions and more complex combos which take more specific inputs to pull off, including combos which allow you to summon and control 2 legions at once. The story will be an interesting follow-on to the first game, which takes the game's world in a direction we fans didn't see coming. It'll be very well received and be a new hidden gem on Nintendo Switch 2. November. Pokemon Legends ZA will release this month, and it'll sell copies like there's no tomorrow. The story will be the prequel we really needed and will finally fill any inconsistencies in Kalos' story and give us even more lore on Yveltal, Xerneas and Zygarde, as well as the epic origins of Mega Evolution. The game will look stunning on Switch 2 and run fairly well. We'll be able to tell that an extra bit of polish went into this Pokemon game, and perhaps it will be the start of a turning point at Game Freak and the Pokemon Company. We'll have to wait and see. But I know for sure that us Pokemon X and Y fans will be absolutely over the moon to finally have our hands on Pokemon Z. December. This month, as always, the Game Awards will occur. I feel like a broken record at this point, but Super Mario Subterra and Metroid Prime 4 Beyond will both be up for Game of the Year. And they will lose to GTA 6. Because it's GTA 6. And the sun will set on the first year of Nintendo Switch 2. A year which will have been successful, with Nintendo making plenty of clear marketing which sets this new system apart from the first Nintendo Switch, as well as releasing plenty of high quality games at a breakneck pace in order to push units like there's no tomorrow. But what do you think? Are my predictions plausible, or do you think you've got something better? Let me know down in those comments and subscribe so you don't miss any more content like this from myself in the future. And with that, thank you very much for watching, stay safe out there, and I will see you all in the next one.